Emotion, another feminine essence, another quality that the feminine is really defined by. Emotion is something that a lot of high performers with perfectionism have resistance to feeling and are escaping through hustling, overworking, and constantly remaining in the future rather than the here and now. Emotion is just energy in motion. And when you're able to let emotion be contained and allow it to fuel you, allow it to inspire you, allow it to motivate you, allow it to influence you, then you are actually more so in power of the emotion rather than the emotion having power over you. Being able to contain emotion means that you're able to hold space for it. It doesn't mean that you are blocking yourself off from it or that you are distancing yourself from it, ignoring it, or merely looking the other way whenever emotion is longing to be felt. Emotion can be a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing to actually begin to embrace. Because that's all that emotion is. It's, again, just energy in motion seeking to be felt. Not seeing emotion as truth or feelings as truth, but seeing it as just energy that can inform you, that you can begin to have some sort of awareness of, so that you can also be more in tune with your body, your cycles, your seasons. You know, what kind of movies and pieces of music is it that is most sought after? It's typically the ones that would make you, moved. Moved. That is what emotion does. Emotion moves you. It can move you if it is being felt and contained, but if you are apathetic towards it, numb yourself from it, or ignore it, the emotion is not able to get to you. The emotion is not able to inform you, which is what it is all about. So, just like a movie and a song and a love story is there to move you in this lifetime, your emotions are also there to move you. They make you feel something. They make you feel alive. And as a woman, typically, you do have more of emotion than most men have, because we have this contact with, you could say, spirit, where we're able to tune into this energy and let it move us, even more so maybe than most men are. And for good reasons. Women are typically the ones to give birth, right? Not typically, but all the time. And in order to take care of a child, the sense of attunement to your own and others' emotion is more likely to be a little bit more heightened than for men. And that is a beautiful thing that you get to utilize, whether you have kids, don't have kids, whether you're to create something, whether you're not creating something, doesn't matter. You get to utilize emotion in your very own way. The ones that, that you were inspired by in and around you are typically moved by emotion. If you think about who you're inspired by, you typically lean in towards those that are able to attune you or make you feel something, right? We gravitate towards emotion and feeling, and especially as women. As women, we are a little more emotional again. And some women, especially high performers with perfectionism, think of it as an unwanted thing, an unwanted stereotype. But the fundamental truth is that it is incredibly beautiful. And one of the ways in which the Matrix has infiltrated this into you, this belief that emotions are unwanted and it's just not efficient enough, it's not productive enough, is with all of these different hormones that you might take, like birth control, traditional forms of birth control, that actually suppresses your natural female hormones so that you are more than capable to align with a typical workforce. But the thing is that when you get off of birth control, a long while after, typically, you might actually recognize yourself being more, emotional, being more in sync with the seasons, with nature, with intuition. And this is indeed what is to be normal. This is normal. It's not normal to constantly be on the go, constantly be like a man, constantly be working like a man, doing like a man, and constantly be going somewhere. Because as a woman with this feminine essence within you, if you suppress it and repress it long enough, you will feel ultimately unfulfilled and very uneasy. Because you are here to flow, to be like an ocean, Whereas men typically are more like a mountain, anchored mountain. And that's actually an intriguing metaphor in and of itself, if you think about it, that men and the masculine typically have more of this anchored mountain way of being, whereas women have more of that mermaid ocean-like way of being, stereotypically, right? And normally. Both men and women have the feminine and the masculine essence within them, or the feminine masculine energies within them. But ultimately, when you're in alignment as a woman, you have more of this feminine essence of the ocean, and men have the opposite, more so of the mountain essence within them. And if you think about it, if you just think about it for a moment, it not only appeals to the masculine and feminine contrast this, but where the ocean and the steady land of mountain meet creates the shore, which is much more appealing than the ocean or the mountain by itself. If you think about it too, like what kind of real estate is it that is most appealing or most sought after? It's typically by the ocean, where the ocean kisses the land, kisses the mountain. So as humans, we gravitate toward what makes us feel something, right? And especially women, we gravitate towards what inspires emotion, inspired action, and real passion. And we don't always gravitate towards these empowering emotions. Absolutely not. And that's the thing. When you have perfectionism, you are more likely to always want to feel the positive, so to speak, empowering emotion, and you are resistant to feeling the other kind of spectrum of emotion. But both of these spectrums can inform you, can support you. So it's all about being able to surrender to that, the beauty in surrendering to it is so, so, so crucial. And to be emotional can be an incredibly magnetic, inspiring, powerful thing when you let it create fullness in you. One thing that I was actually being called the other day was full. Like I have a fullness in me. So someone said, it seems like your energy is so much more full. Because when I was speaking about this feminine essence, that was kind of what came through me, this fullness. And it kind of made me think that is exactly what happens when you are able to contain and experience these emotions without letting them flood all over the place. You're able to contain them and let them move you. Let them move your voice. Let them move your eyes. Let them move your energy. This is fullness. This is wholeness. This is wholeheartedness. Because again, being consumed by your emotions can be very destructive. Whereas if you let them fuel you and fill you up, so to speak, that is beautiful. Also, accepting your emotional nature and embracing it and accepting it and feeling it and allowing it can also give you necessary feedback from the environment, from yourself. And this is part of being able to bloom beyond perfectionism. It's about going from the thought pattern of what am I meant to feel? What am I meant to experience? How am I meant to be, feeling in this scenario, in this relationship, in this project that I've got going on with, and moving to, I allow myself to feel this way. I allow myself to be experiencing this right now. And I allow that to inform me about where I'm at. That's it. It also gives you the ability to feel hurt, to feel ache, to feel disappointment, and to feel also the merits and the bliss, to feel the brightness, to feel moved. It allows you to love freely. It allows you to care more, to be open, to be vulnerable, to be more in tune with your own needs and others' needs. And it allows you to more easily connect with people. So emotions are not to be resisted. Emotions are truly there to be felt. Now, when I think back to when I was truly, truly, truly stuck in perfectionism myself, I felt numb to emotion. I felt apathetic towards it because I was so in tune with my head and out of tune with my body and my spirit. I didn't even know. And so there was no connection whatsoever or no holistic alignment there. So I invite you right now to ask yourself, how am I actually feeling? How am I actually feeling? And whatever comes up, allow that to come up. Then ask yourself, what is the most predominant emotion that I am feeling on a day-to-day basis? Then you can kind of take a larger scope and get more of an overview over how you actually feel the majority of the time. Then you can go even deeper and be like, okay, within this relationship, within this way of expressing myself, within this area of my life, what emotion is the most predominant one? Then that can inform you. And then you can be like, okay, how might I just accept and allow these emotions to be there right now? And what could that inform me for moving ahead? Just like you can accept the tides the ocean, waves, you can begin to accept your emotions too and allow them to create fullness in you. Ask yourself, how might I feel if I allow my emotions to create fullness in me? If I felt full, like I could experience all sorts of spectrums when it comes to emotion, what would that feel like? I allow you and I inspire you and I encourage you and invite you right now to sit with us for a moment and allow yourself to just feel. And you are more than invited to apply to join the Bloom Beyond Tribe, where I can further support you with personalized coaching, powerful questions that you get to work with to deepen your connection with yourself and overcome perfectionism, overcome the resistance to emotion, and begin to allow it to fill you up instead.